With that being said, we gonna definitely get into all of that. We got my girl VANNA B in the building. We getting ready to play her promo trailer for her book. So everybody, pay attention. Pay attention. No, don't try to be fancy on her, but buy the book. Holla at me. It's Mr. OuT.
Nah, that's fancy. Hey, mommy. Hey. Dang, look at you. Like it?
What are you waiting for? Go talk to him already. He's so cute. Go over there, girl.
I got you, yo. I'ma take care of you.
All we do is shop until we drop right there in the floor. Y'all on me, all I do is ride around and get me cool. Got no need, she got me finding her. All we do is shop until we drop right there in the floor.
Get her out of here! Get her out of here! What you need to do is get up, get out, and get a job. Do something with yourself.
There's not enough room for the both of us. And that's not a threat.
Was a cutie dime, wasn't usually shy. Got a taste of the light, wasn't used to the shine. And you wasn't just fine, had a beautiful mind. But you ain't even know it, you was clueless and blind. Turned to a bad girl, never follow the rules. Drown your worries and your cares in a bottle of booze. Now you got pop pills just to cop you a snooze. Say your soul to the devil and he'll buy you some lube. You rely on the fools to lace ya and cake ya. Louis V bag, Chanel and Marc Jake ya. Them shoes won't make ya, they won't break ya.
Yo, we back live. Y'all just peeped the fancy trailer for the book by Miss VANNA B. Fancy. So, tell us about the fancy book trailer, because there was a lot going on. I'm going to be real. I was trying to talk to you, then I saw booty, and it, distracted me. Then I came back, and then I saw boobies. It distracted me. Then I came back. So talk to me. Tell me, what gave you, the inspiration on putting that together to promote a book?
Well, I figured the trailer would just be a good way to, promote it and gain interest in the book. And it worked. A lot of people, when they first see it, they think it's a movie or, a show or something like that. But no, it's a book. So I had a lot of great people I was working with for the trailer. I actually worked with J. Jesse Smith to direct it, who is the director who directed Crime Partners as well as 50 Cent's movie Before I Self-Destruct. The lead actress that you saw was the beautiful Carmen Diaz, who is a model. She's been featured in videos, Smooth magazines. She does it all. So it was a great cast, great crew, and everything turned out good.
How did you make a transition from Smooth, King, Black Man magazine to being a writer, like just an author, and
Well, I always wrote. From the time I was little, I was always writing and working on books and things like that. I actually went to Temple for journalism. That was my major, but I kind of got caught up in the modeling. I started doing that and going to New York every weekend to do that, and I was making a little bit of money off of that and also having fun. So I kind of just got caught up for a minute, but eventually I just had to get back on track with what I really wanted to do.
Okay. All right. As far as these books, like me personally, I'm not a heavy reader of the urban fiction. I'm not even gonna lie. I won't even put it out there. And I think that is based on the fact that a lot of times it seems like all of the stories are repetitive with just the change of a name. Have you ever heard that? How do you feel about that? Is that something that you would like your readers or people who pick up your novels to get away from? And what is it that Fancy does to get them away from that?
Well, urban fiction, by definition, is stories that are relatable and, concerning urban people. Mm-hmm. So that's why you may see some stories where there's like, okay, I heard that before, I saw that before, because it's all things pertaining to us. But what's different about Fancy is the fact that there is a message behind it. It's not just saying, oh, she did this and she got into this and let's glorify it, but there's a message behind it. So she does end up learning her lesson, and the readers can see that, everything that glitters isn't gold. There's definitely a message in the book.
So if you can give us a brief synopsis, even though we just saw the trailer, give us your brief as the author. Give us the brief synopsis of what Fancy is about. What is Fancy about? Talk to me.
Fancy is about a young lady who she pretty much parties all the time, always wears name brand clothes and looks fancy. So everybody assumes that she's wealthy, happy, popular, which isn't the truth. She's actually broke, lonely, miserable. But looking at her, you would have no idea because she always looks fancy. So she ends up getting evicted, and that's when things get really interesting. She has to find different ways to keep up her facade so nobody knows the real her.
So I hate to say this, but it sounds like a Philadelphia story. Like
a lot of people.
Even though it's not like just Philly, but if it sounds like, I don't know. Now I'm ready to read the book because I might be able to tell 15 to 20 people that I got on my phone personally, like, yo, you need to pick up Fancy and learn your lesson, because literally it's a lot of pump fakers in the city of Philadelphia.
Yeah, it's not based
on
especially
anybody,
with women.
Especially with women.
It's real.
I mean, for Philly not to have a WNBA team, we got a lot of pump fakers. You know what I mean? I'm a comedian. This is what I do. So, but that's real. Like, all right, so we're going to go into your next video, which is, tell them what the next video is.
This is just, me breaking down a little bit about the book, talking about why I chose to self-publish, and a little bit more information like that.
All right, so it's Mr. OuT Exposure Nation here with Miss VANNA B. Pick up the book Fancy. Shout out to my mans and them, all of them good folks down there at Black and Noble Area Ave. Yo, stop text messaging me about coming down and everything and don't want to cut no checks. I love y'all though. All right, and they ship to prisons. So
they
you can get listen, y'all need to go ahead and get the cover. Prison.
And I'm doing a signing there on the 27th, actually.
At the prison or
no?
Okay.
Not at the prison.
Be specific.
At Black and Noble.
I was about to get locked up. So let me stop.
At Black and Noble, I'm doing a signing there, July 27th. I'll be there from noon to 4. So come through, meet me, get your book signed. It's gonna be a good time.
All right, we're gonna make sure that we put that out there. All right, exposurenation.com, Mr. OuT.
Born and raised in West Philly. I went to Temple for journalism. I started working for a newspaper straight out of school. I was writing mostly news, editing, and proofreading, which I enjoyed, but I kind of wanted to do more creative stuff, so I started freelancing, and I was doing mostly like restaurant reviews, music reviews, fun stuff like that. Fancy is the story of a young woman who seems to have it all. Looks, wealth, popularity. Her life seems perfect, but there's a lot more going on beneath the surface than initially meets the eye. She experiences a lot of turmoil that eventually leads her to realize what's really important. So throughout the story, we see her struggling to find herself. She tries so hard to keep up her facade and to be someone that she's not, that she actually loses her true self. Fancy is inspired by life. I think that we all know someone like Fancy, someone that just goes through life pretending and with a constant facade and trying to be someone that they're not. I mean, it's hard these days with peer pressure and social networking, everything like that. Everybody just feels like they need to put on a show 24/7, put on an act for everybody. So I just wanted to do something that I thought was real, something that people could relate to, and something that people could feel. I definitely wanted to make sure the book included a message that was really important to me, rather than just have a book that was enjoyable and entertaining. That's fine. Of course, I want you to enjoy it, but I also want you to walk away from it with something. I don't want you to just say, oh, I read that book, it was a great book. I wanted it to be more than that. I want you to feel like you left with a message, with something more. So the message behind the book is just be yourself. It doesn't always pay to try to please everyone else and try to live another life. It'll come back to haunt you. It'll definitely backfire, and reality will catch up with you eventually. So you have to learn to just love yourself, love the person that you are, and be happy with that. Deciding whether to self-publish or go the traditional route was a tough decision for me, and I debated over it for a long time. Ultimately, I decided that since what was important to me was retaining control over my project, that self-publishing would probably be the best way to go. A lot of people warn me that, it's a lot of work that goes into it, and you gotta really be able to just grind and work hard to promote your books. So I'm no stranger to hard work, and I knew that I would be able to do it, and I think that I made the right choice. I'm happy with my decision so far. Yes, people are already asking for the sequel. It's in the works. I promise you will not be disappointed. I'm making sure that I'm putting my all into it, and I'm not going to be plagued by the sequel curse where the first one is great and then the second one fizzles out. No, I'm going to make sure that the sequel is just as intriguing as the first. There's going to be some twists and turns, and some characters may pop back up, but you'll definitely be very pleased. Thank you.